expensive accessories like balloons and boots. Making the most effective defense build before the evil bosses is going to require ignoring summoner armor and using platinum instead. Platinum armor is incredible for defense. You lose out on one minion slot by not using the coat, so be sure to fish up some variegated bloodfish in the underground jungle to make a summoning potion to compensate. You round out the build with a Bast statue from the underground desert. You can get a few of them, so be sure to take them around and place them in arenas like campfires. This brings us up to 61 defense, enough to bring our damage taken on an average hit to 1, regardless of the guy's phase, even after it gets the damage boost near death. Ranger and melee use the same setup with platinum armor. Mage, however, can comfortably use jungle armor, losing only 3 defense. Against King Slime using the same setups, we see that defense is extremely effective against the slimes that King Slime spawns, rendering them nearly harmless, and reduces direct contact damage from a devastating 80 to 90 to a dangerous but manageable 30 to 40. All that this is really showing is that having access to the 24 defense from warding accessories is extremely powerful and quite unchallenging to obtain for the first few bosses who expect the player to have much more skill. If you go out of your way to build this much defense and 400 HP, you can expect the first 2 bosses to be a pushover, even with the average build. The evil bosses are the first where we see the score circle shift. The Eater deals quite high damage with its head and vile spit, and defense cannot fully negate it. You will need to put some effort into avoidance strategies, particularly as the Eater begins to break into many pieces with many heads. The fully optimized build will take about half as much damage per hit from the heads as a player that just reforged their accessories to warding, which is a pretty significant improvement. When the Eater is intact, you can easily stand inside of its body and take negligible damage, even with the average build. This is a great way for melee players to deal damage quickly or to keep yourself safe from the more dangerous head and spit attacks. The Vile Spit is by far the most damaging attack the Eater has, and the weak debuff decreases your defense. Because of that, you should fight the Eater underground, where the spitting is much less common. Fighting on the surface gives you more space, but also causes the boss to rapidly use its highest damage and become its range. These 2 builds take noticeably less